Today's topic is really about totaling up everything that you owe so you can get to zero. And if you can get to zero, you can then get out of the red and into the black. You can start creating a net worth for yourself. Because I got to tell you, you see it every single day. There's realtors that are way too damn old and they're still selling real estate. They're 85, 90, 95 years. They've had decades of warnings that they needed to do things differently. Hey, let's talk a little bit about what it's going to take for you to retire as a real estate agent. You know, I talk to agents all over the country, and unfortunately, they've been doing the same thing, getting the exact same results, and really staying in the same financial position year after year after year. If we look at where they were 5 years ago compared to where they are today, pretty much the same spot. As a matter of fact, they may be in a worse position when it comes to their overall debt, credit card balances, medical bills, taxes, that type of thing. So if we've been in such a hot market, one of the hottest markets we've ever seen, homes selling for really even more than they were before the crash of 2008, how can your finances be the way they are today? So in this quick video, I'm going to show you a quick example of what you can do to start to change that for yourself, to get yourself to where you have a higher net worth, you're selling a lot more houses and making more money, but ultimately that you are in a position you can pay down all your debts, get to zero, and build a real net worth for yourself. So here's what I want you to do. Grab a pen and paper real quick. I want you to grab a pen and paper, and I want you to write down just a real quick let's call it a synopsis or an overview of approximately what you have to pay off for you to get to zero. Okay, so what I want you to do, grab that paper. I want you to write down approximately what your mortgage is. I know you might be off by 5 or 10 grand or whatever, but write it down. What's your current mortgage amount for you to pay that off and have zero debt owed on your house? Write that number down. Approximately how much do you owe on your car? It's crazy for you to have a car payment. You should be paying cash for cars. You're a real estate agent. You close like 3 houses, you go pay cash for a car, right? But write down whatever that payoff is for your car. Now, the big ones might be credit card balances, IRS dues. A lot of realtors don't pay their taxes, right? Whatever we owe the IRS. Anything, any debts that you have, I want you to write them down. It's important you do this exercise because as you write them down, you can find out how much money you need to clear for you to get to zero. So I know, with us selling houses and trying to pick up more buyers and get more sellers and hold these deals together, and I got 2 deals closing, but one's falling apart. All that crap that we're doing every day is designed for you to make sure financially you and your loved ones are okay. So if you know how much money you need to have to get to zero, because by the way, as weird as it is to say, if there's any homeless people in your area, in your city, they're probably about $200,000 richer than you are. You would need to have 200 grand or 300 grand to get to zero, right? No net worth, but no debt. So our first step is to get to zero. You got to get there first. There's so many agents messing around with doing all this other stuff or trying to build wealth, but they still owe money. You have to get to zero first, then you can build a significant net worth. The video that I did yesterday, for those of you that watched that, we talked a lot about, what you need to do to get an extra 200 grand a year, just to keep doing what you've been doing, but get an extra 200 grand a year as a real estate agent that you can start to put back towards retirement. Because in 5 years, that's a pretty good looking number, right? For extra income that goes into your net worth. So the agents that I coach, we go much, much differently. This isn't just about how do I get 2 more closings next month. It's great to make more money, but the key is, what are you going to do with that money? So I want you to start thinking along those lines of, yes, I need to grow my real estate business. Yes, I want to get more buyers, get more sellers, close more deals, raise my average transaction value, raise the commission that I can charge, because now I'm working with the more affluent clients that can afford to pay me rather than the lower end clients that have no equity to pay me. Even if they love me, they just don't have money. If we can get out of all of that, but most importantly, think as a business owner, what your overall goal is here. What are you trying to do to get to zero? when it comes to all of your debts. Pay off the IRS, pay the medical bills, pay the credit cards, pay definitely the mortgage and the car. If you want a new car, you go pay cash for a new car. Don't even think about financing it. What you need to do is say, okay, this is, we're almost at July. So let's say, okay, this is July. What I'm going to do is in mid-September, I'm going to pay cash for a car. So how do I acquire an extra $45,000 so I can go out and buy the car that I want to buy? What business model can I put in place? How many closings do I need? And what price range do those houses need to be in? That's how you build a real estate business. So I want you to start thinking along those lines, but today's topic is really about totaling up everything that you owe so you can get to zero. And if you can get to zero, you can then get out of the red and into the black. You can start creating a net worth for yourself. Because I got to tell you, you see it every single day. There's realtors that are way too damn old and they're still selling real estate. They're 85, 90, 95 years. They've had decades of warnings that they needed to do things differently. The agents I work with, if you go to closingseverymonth.com, you'll see on Wednesdays we do a training webinar. That's closingseverymonth.com. You'll see we do a training webinar on that. And our goal is make sure you're not that 90-year-old realtor that's been doing, I've been licensed 45 years. Well, what the hell are you doing? That's more than a whole life's career. If you've been licensed 45 years, 55 years, you're still doing the same thing and you're only as good as your next closing, that's something you have to change. So hopefully we have some agents watching that are in their 30s or in their 40s and say, you know what, I'm not going to be that person. I got warnings decades in advance, and I'm going to do what it takes to not only pay the bills every month, but more importantly, put some money back because we're making an overage far more than we need every month so that we can start putting money back and build a significant retirement for ourselves. That's going to come through systems, through duplicatable processes where every single month you know this is cranking out X number of transactions for you. So hopefully that's good advice for you here. I got a tag in my shirt that's driving me crazy today. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Any questions you have about this, or you know, how do you get to zero? What are some of the things you can do? We always get agents commenting. I see John said, I've got to get to zero here. That's the main goal for you. Your goal is not to get rich. Your goal is to get to zero. Once you get to zero, you can become successful. So hopefully that's helpful for you here. Any questions you have, again, I'm here. You can reach out. Just send me a direct message. Go to closingseverymonth.com. But watch that webinar training and take lots of notes because you're going to see exactly what you need to do to build a significant system for yourself. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need to spend money and buy stuff and have softwares and learn technologies and all that crap. All of that is designed to confuse realtors. It's not needed. Very simple practices will build your real estate business, get you lots of closings, but what you do with that money matters. So what's it going to take? If you know your number, if it's $363,500, if that's how much you need in order to get to zero, now we can create a game plan to make that happen. Once we get to zero, then we can continue what we've been doing, and instead of paying off debts, now we're paying it to yourself, right? There's no such thing as pay yourself first, right? You've never seen that work for anybody. It just sounds like good advice. You got to get to zero first. Then we can start paying ourselves. It doesn't take long. You might knock all of your debt out in 1 year. Let me ask you, if that was your number, I think I said $363,500. If that was your number, do you think we could get you there in 1 year? Do you think that's possible? Because if you don't think it's possible, you're in the wrong spot to begin with, right? But if you do think it's possible and you think real estate's the vehicle that's going to get you there for your sales business, you have to take action with it. So I'm here to help you out. Any questions you have, let me know. Just send me a direct message. Again, go to closingseverymonth.com. You'll see me on a webinar training that'll give you some pretty good systems and tools to make that happen. Here come the DMs right now, as a matter of fact. People asking questions. So anything you need help with, let me know. But until next video, figure up your debt. Figure up what it's going to cost for you to get to zero and create a game plan to make that happen for yourself. Make it a profitable day. We'll talk soon. I'm Greg Luther. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye for now. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video, and listen, we've got a lot more information for you to help you with growing your real estate business. We load new videos nearly every day, and I want you to have access. So you got to do two important things. It's both totally free. Number one, I want you to subscribe to this channel. You'll see the little subscribe button for you to click. If you don't have an account with YouTube, set it up. It's totally free. You got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important factor, you got to ring the bell. Right next to that subscribe button, you'll see a little bell to turn on notifications. That will let you know every time I load a new money-making video to help you with growing your real estate business. Subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. We'll see you in the next video.